It's Triple H, the Central Hip Hop Hour, on the beat where we talk all things hip hop and R&B. Happy Halloween, Central Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
We're celebrating Halloween in the best way we know how, and that's recording Triple H for all you people out there. And I know you're spending your Halloween listening to us because what better way, you know?
Yeah. I even saw a few fans send in their Halloween outfits of us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're dressing as
dressing
Triple
up
H.
as us? How do they even know what we look like?
I don't know. I have no clue. I think they, we had Bash for Bronco yesterday. And, a lot of fans came up, approached us, asked us what we wear, what do we enjoy.
Yeah.
So
I think I was wearing a sweater yesterday, so we're going to see a lot of sweaters tonight out trick-or-treating. But yeah, thank you everyone who came out to Bash a Bronco yesterday. It was a super fun event. We always, every year, we get a beat-up car and beat it up even more to celebrate our imminent victory against Western Michigan coming up.
We all hate Western here at Triple H.
We all do. That's one thing we can agree on.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you everyone for coming out. It was a super fun event, and we'll see you next year for that. But today we're talking about concerts. Concerts are on the brain. They're always on the brain. They're a big part of music, live performance. And today we're going to talk about what our dream concerts are, our dream concert festival lineup for hip hop, for R&B, and then just kind of like an any genre category. So yeah, what were you thinking about when you were picking your artists for this?
For me, it was mostly like artists that if I had an opportunity, a lot of money to see them, because most of these artists, I didn't pick smaller artists that I have a realistic chance of seeing.
Yeah.
It's mostly just these big mainstream artists that I would love to see, but I probably just would never drop the money on to see, or they just would never be in our area or anything like that. So I feel like for me, it was just kind of the most unrealistic artists for me, and just whoever I would know the most music by too.
Yeah, that's definitely a big part of it. I mean, you're always gonna lean towards your favorite artist, and that's definitely where my mind went for this. My favorite artists, people who I don't want to die before I see them live, you know. And yeah, also with artists like that, a lot of times they're so massive that you want to get front row there. You gotta drop $1 or $2 grand to be up there. Because concerts are just so expensive now. You used to be able to see Michael Jackson for $50, and now it's ridiculous.
And Ticketmaster and all that.
So so here we're building our festival lineup. It can be any artist in the genre, just as long as they're alive. And are we imagining we're in the front row for this?
I
front row.
This is private concert,
yeah.
So all of our friends are there, maybe all friends front row, and then we sell tickets behind us, so still a pretty big venue, but mostly this is for us.
So if any of you listeners want to attend the concert, you can come too. Just know you're going to be behind us. We're going to have the best view.
You can watch us watch the concert.
Yeah.
You can get a live reaction of the concert from us. We know that's what most people would be there to see. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, before we get into that, are there any concerts in history that kind of come to mind that you wish you were at, or that inspired your lineup a bit? Because a lot of artists have famous concerts that kind of get brought up in the Hall of Fame of best concerts ever, So that was something that I kind of thought of as people who are great live performers who are going to put on a good show and have a reputation for that. A lot of the old Kanye tours, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy had a whole mountain stage setup. He toured Late Registration with a live orchestra. That's such a cool concert.
That's probably a dream concert. I didn't put Kanye on my list just because of recent Kanye. I was just kind of taking in, I want the artist right now to perform, and I just wouldn't want to see Kanye live right now.
That's fair.
Even if he did perform his old stuff, because I don't want to hear Cousins or something like that while I'm there, and I don't think he can touch what he used to do. But I mean, a Late Registration with a live orchestra would probably be the most beautiful thing I've ever heard.
That would be insane. And other things like the STH, JPEG Mafia, Danny Brown collab. They did a little tour together. Unfortunately, I missed it. That was a couple years ago. Would have loved to be at that. Another like super cool tour that happened. Well, let me emphasize, this was the tour, not the festival. The Astro World tour with the whole roller coaster setup, like over the crowd. There's like a roller coaster like car that he was on and like rapping on. It's just super unique, super awesome. Every time I see a video of it, like I wish I was there. And last year he also did like he did the re-release of Days Before Rodeo. Or that might have been 2 years ago. I don't know. Time flies. But yeah, the Days Before Rodeo like anniversary tour or anniversary show he did last year. It was probably in Houston, but I would have loved to be at that because it was just like a small venue, cheap tickets. It was only for like real fans, you know. So it would have been really special to be at that. But it is what it is.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, do you want to get into your 5 dream artists now?
Yeah. Do we want to go? I do 5, you do 5?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. All right, I'm going to break down all of my picks. First, to start off my rap concert, you know, I want someone that's going to get the whole crowd ready. They're going to get the whole crowd hype. You know, I want 0 to 100. My opener is Playboi Carti. You know,
Great pick.
I saw him with The Weeknd, but he was only really performing stuff of I Am Music. But for this, I'm imagining that they all get their own full sets. Like, this is like their own concert.
Yeah.
Like festival type of thing. And Carti is known as one of the best performers performing today in Detroit. You know, I'm sad that I'm missing that. I really am.
Yeah.
But he's been performing like 24 songs out there. I've seen like Location, and it all just seems so beautiful. So yeah, I went Carti here. I just think he would be really good at just getting the crowd hype. I mean, the mosh pit's moshing, all of that. I think it would be a great opener. After him, you know, my 2 spot was the one I was the most questionable on. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I decided I wanted to keep it with that same type of vibe, and I picked Yeet.
Nice pick.
I was thinking just, again, that same hype environment. I really would love to hear, like, I wish I could do just 2021 Yeet, because I haven't been, like, I don't listen to him as much as I used to. But still, I listen to him quite often, and I know he's going to perform that older stuff that he started with in his career, got him popular. And I would love, I always wanted to go to one of those concerts, but I was in high school, and I was always too worried on what my parents were going to say if I was like, oh, can I go to Detroit to watch this artist? And all he raps about is like the drugs and stuff like that.
Did he come to Detroit earlier in his career? Because he hasn't been in a long time.
When he dropped, not Up to Me, it was after that, 2 Alive. When he dropped 2 Alive, I believe, he came on, and he was in both Detroit and Grand Rapids during that tour. Yeah, because I remember like genuinely considering going, but I was just a nervous little kid, and I was like, oh, probably not. So,
well, yeah, he hasn't come back to Detroit in a long time. And the reason I know is because I have a friend who's like a huge Yeet fan. He's a fan of, especially of like his new music. And Yeet he hasn't really been on a big tour in a while, I don't think. He mainly does festivals now. So yeah, that was also someone I thought of, like, for mine. Like, Yeet would be super cool, like, because his music is just like pure like rage and energy, you know.
Yeah, it would be great to see. And you know, I've seen him with guests too. Like, he had Don Toliver and him perform together at that one tour, or that one festival. I can't remember the festival name.
I think it was like the Lyrical Lemonade one, whatever that one's called.
Yeah, the one that caused him and Ken Carson to beef. Him and Don Toliver versus Ken Carson.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic, like, I would have loved to be there, because I love Don Toliver too. I saw him live last year, just around this time, actually. So, it would have been, that's a great second artist. Now I'm kind of going with the big dogs. I'm going Thug at 3.
Real.
We talked about him last week a lot. He's a fantastic artist. He might not be as good of a performer as he used to be, you know, getting up there in years now, and all this jail and questionable new albums and stuff like that. But, I mean, an opportunity for me to see Digits live, and some of just his great, like, Metro Spider, and, I mean, Check, Surf, hopefully. I don't know. Maybe he won't perform it anymore because of Gunna.
Who knows?
I mean, literally all of so much fun. I wish that I could I'm just gonna do it. If I had to pick like an album that they toured, like if I would wish I could do it after So Much Fun.
Yeah.
Like, and Yeet after probably Two Alive, Cardi. I'd probably do Cardi now. Either Cardi now or after A Whole Lot of Red.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would just love to see him do that stuff all live. It would be fantastic. I just think he's such a great artist, and to just see him live would just be a wonderful opportunity.
I agree.
But next, our other topic of conversation last week, Future. Thug, Future, back to back. It would be sweet. I don't know. Maybe they can do some stuff together.
Oh yeah,
see
for
some
sure.
Relationship and stuff like that together. Yeah, I just think that would be another really fun artist to see live. He's dropped so many classics. I think that if I had to see him, honestly, it would be like now. I think it would be.
Oh yeah.
All of his music, even recently.
Yeah, because like every time he drops an album, there's like at least one or two songs that like starts going crazy on it, and yeah, he just has like such a catalog of bangers,
Yeah, definitely, he does. I mean, even like We Still Don't Trust You and We Don't Trust You had a lot of good songs on it, and I think he would be an artist that would do a really good job of kind of catering to the fans, choosing the songs that fans want to listen to. So, yeah, I would do Future at 4. And then at 5, I talk about him a lot. I'm going Drake here.
Real.
I mean, I probably will never have an opportunity to see him because his tickets are so expensive because everybody wants to see Drake.
Yeah.
I didn't include him in my R&B list because I figured, I can see him do both.
He's kind of both.
And R&B during this concert. I mean, just a one-of-one artist. He has so many great albums. I think I would have wanted to see him after the Her Loss tour, or now, honestly, depending on how Iceman does when it drops, how it is. But when he did that Her Loss tour and everyone was getting the 21 Savage Drake merch, and I was seeing all the videos, that tour looks super cool. He's a hit maker, so it would just be so cool to see all of that live. I would have loved to watch. So yeah, that's my hip hop. If I had a festival just for me, that's what 5 I would pick to perform.
I think those are some really great picks, especially like ending it out with Drake would just be so crazy. Like I think that would be so fun. That's the kind of one like you leave and like you don't want it to be over, just because he has like so many like hits in his catalog that I don't even know if he could play them all. But since it's our dream concert, you can tell him to play as long as you want him to, right?
Yeah, give me one more song.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's a great lineup. And I think that one is like, I would be exhausted by the end of that.
Oh, yeah. I would have no voice for a week.
There's like no breaks in there, or not breaks, but like it's just straight like energy the whole time, I think.
Yep.
And for mine, I kind of like, I tried to do a little bit of a variety or like a gradual like shift in the vibe. Just because I enjoy like hip hop from a lot of different spheres. I mean, I'm sure I know you do too. But yeah, there's a lot of different things you can get from artists performing live. Like you can get that super rage, like you're jumping and like mosh pitting and stuff like that. But you can also get like, I don't know how to describe it, but like kind of like you're floating a little bit, like you get goosebumps on your skin, that kind of performance. So there's artists that I get both of those things from. There's artists that I kind of get one or the other. But yeah, so for my lineup, I kind of went a similar direction for like opening it up, and you want something to like kind of get people like going crazy. I didn't go with Cardi though. I went with Death Grips.
Wow.
Yeah, Death Grips is kind of known for having insane concerts. Their music is like very industrial, very like hard hitting. The vocals are very like screamed, very loud, abrasive. And so I don't know, I'm a huge fan of that kind of music. It's definitely not for everyone. It's very experimental. But yeah, I would love to be at their show, and especially because I don't know if they're really together anymore as a group. I don't know if they're ever going to tour again. But they're obviously still here. They're still with us, so I can put them on this list. I would love to see a Death Grip show live. They have just an incredible catalog full of so many different sounds that I would just love to hear. My producer brain really enjoys that stuff. So yeah, I would open up with Death Grips. to kind of just get a bunch of energy out all at once. Next up after that, I'm gonna go into Travis Scott. Travis Scott, for me, I always say, like, I think he's probably my number one artist I would like to see live. Like, out of all my favorite artists of all time, like, he's one of the only ones I haven't seen yet, just because it's never really lined up. The only real chance I had to see him was for the Utopia tour, and fun fact, that was right on exam week for CMU. So
Dang, CMU.
yeah, I was not able to attend.
You should have sacrificed. Fail a couple classes.
Yeah, fail a couple classes, see Travis Scott. Like, you know, I feel like it's a fair trade-off, but I just made the wrong decision, you know. I didn't go. And I know he's going to tour again, but yeah, I always say, like, he's like the number one artist I would like to see live, just because I feel like I know his music the most. I always kind of like have trouble like remembering lyrics and stuff, like the actual words. I listen a lot more for like the melodies and flows, so it's harder for me to like latch on to the words, but I've just listened to Travis Scott so much that, like, I know for the majority of the concert I could be going like bar for bar with him. And yeah, just like so many of his songs are like up there with like my favorites of all time. Like, and since this is my dream concert and he can be playing what I want him to play, you know, I would definitely throw like a 90210 in there just to hear that live. I don't really think that's something that he does live, but I'm sure he's done it at some point, but I don't think it's a part of his regular set list, because normally what he does is it's just straight like rage, straight energy.
Yep.
Like even songs like Butterfly Effect, like he turns them into like a rage, like moshing song, which is just insane. And yeah, I would love to be there. Obviously the hope would be that the concert is properly regulated and everything is safe.
Yeah.
Because his concerts do get rather crazy. But yeah, that would be an awesome thing to witness. I love the vibes in his music, love the production, and I think that he just brings so much energy on the mic and on the stage that it would be incredible to hear. But yeah, next up after Travis Scott, I'm gonna go Cardi here. I had that on my list as well. Yeah, I think I think Cardi's a good performer, but I just feel like his beats are just perfect. They're just meant to be played live. Like when I first heard Whole Lotta Red, I was just like sitting in my room listening to it. I'm like, this isn't the right setting for this. Like the right setting for this is like a concert where you can like actively like be raging. Like I feel like that's what the whole like rage genre is kind of built for, and like Whole Lotta Red itself kind of like pioneered and shaped that sound a lot. So experiencing that live, I think would be awesome. And yeah, I was also at the same weekend concert where Cardi opened up, and it was good, but it wasn't like everything I think a Cardi concert should be, you know?
It was just like, I mean, it was The Weeknd, who is a popular R&B artist with Cardi. It just didn't really mix the way it should. And I would just love to see Cardi do his own thing, because I know that's not like him, you know?
Yeah, and also just the sound at that concert wasn't great. Like I would love to be just like front row, like actually feeling and hearing the music, hearing the beats super clearly, hearing Cardi super clearly, and like just getting to like actually feel it and getting to hear more of his catalog, like more stuff off a Whole Lotta Red, more stuff off of Die Lit, stuff off of Self-Titled, like really getting like a good dive into like his best songs. And also there are great songs off of music that I just didn't get to hear him play, like stuff like Cocaine Nose. Like I would absolutely love to hear that live. I think that'd be incredible. But yeah, I that going more with the energy there, I'm gonna put Cardi at 3. But here's the kind of shift that I have in my concert lineup. I think like starting out with the energy is good. Like you kind of get it out near the beginning / the middle of the concert. And then after that, I'm going to throw in Clips in there.
Okay.
Clips has quickly, with their new album and just me like revisiting their older projects, has like risen up there for some of my favorite like hip hop music that's out there right now. And also this is there for me, not because maybe they're like my favorite artist of all time, but also I've never had a chance to see them. I don't know if I will. I don't know if they're going to continue making music or continue touring. They've kind of hinted at it. They've been doing kind of a feature run. But we just don't really know. I mean, they reunited after a really long time, and I don't know if they're gonna stay together. So this is something that I would love to see. And it's a lot different than the other artists I have in this list. But I mean, their music still hits hard. It's just in a different way, you know. And they're especially with like the catchy hooks that like Pusha T writes, like it'd just be super fun to be in the crowd like chanting along with him. And he's another artist that I feel like he's so articulate with his delivery. Like this, it's another artist that I feel like I could go bar for like a lot of his verses and stuff. And another thing is like it's a double concert. You know, they're kind of one artist, but they're also artists on their own. So I think maybe a solo Pusha T song or two in there, you know, would be cool. Maybe Malice could take one of his verses or something, you know. But yeah, I love Pusha T, but I especially love them as a duo. And I think seeing them like have their chemistry on stage and stuff would be super cool. And they did tour recently. They toured in Detroit, but that was another one I couldn't go to because it fell right on the time of my club, Central Beats. And it was literally the second meeting of the whole year, and I just couldn't really miss it. So I had to miss Clips as well.
This year?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. School just, you know, it gets in the way of a lot of things. Concerts are also not always in very convenient times. Like Wednesday night, not a great time for a concert, I don't think, for like any adult that has a life, you know. But it is what it is. You can't go to everything, but for my dream concert, I would definitely have Clips up there. And after that, you know, my dream transition between these two artists is they bring out Sir Kendrick Lamar and they do Chains and Whips. And then Kendrick kind of takes over. Yeah, I'm having Kendrick as my closer. I've seen Kendrick before, but I've said many times that it wasn't everything I needed it to be because it was all the way up in the nosebleeds. So I couldn't appreciate like he was touring Mr. Morale, and there's a lot of like introspective songs on there. Those I feel like I could enjoy a lot, but like hard songs like Mad City, like being in the pit for that would just be life-changing, I think. And like that's kind of what I need. That's what I need to get from this concert. Obviously I want to hear his more introspective songs, but I really just want to hear like I want to be like physically there, physically moving for like his harder songs like Mad City. Stuff like Humble, DNA especially. And I did see him do DNA, but he didn't do the beat switch.
Come on, that's the best part.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I need to hear that. I've never heard him do anything off of GNX, so that would be crazy. Like, hearing him do Euphoria live would just be crazy. Like, yeah, he just has like such a rich catalog that I would want to hear him perform. And I think that's a great closer where he could maybe close off with something a bit that kind of leave you thinking a little bit, you know, leave you like, wow, that was amazing, you know.
Look at that. I had Drake, you had Kendrick to end it off. I mean, just two great artists. I hate when people, like, they aren't really similar, I feel like. Obviously, they had that beef, but other than that, they're just completely two separate artists who are good at two different things. So, and they're both probably the greatest at what they do. That's what's so impressive about them. So
I agree.
It's interesting.
And also for that concert, you know, with Kendrick out last, you could maybe bring out Travis. They could do Goosebumps together. You know?
I know. That's why I was kind of like, oh, well, Drake and Future, Drake and
exactly.
I mean, Drake and Yeet, Drake and I mean everyone but Cardi, and I mean you can do so many just different mixes. It's so cool.
And Kendrick could do his collab with Pusha T, Nostalgia, which is an incredible song. That would be super cool to hear live. And they're not like that's another thing, like they're not the typical songs that someone would play live, you know? Like artists typically play like their hard-hitting songs, that like their popular songs. So hearing like deeper cuts like that would be just so cool.
You're forgetting Good Credit.
Oh, true. JoJo. Yeah, Good Credit.
Come on.
That would be, it's perfect. Like,
yeah, I know.
The only there's no Kendrick and Death Grips collab, unfortunately. I would love to hear that, whatever that would sound like. But Yeah. Besides that, they all have collabs together. So
yeah.
That's cool.
And I know we both wanted to kind of mention some shout outs. I only went with artists who were alive. If I had to do some artists that had passed on, Mac Miller definitely would have been my headliner. He's probably my favorite artist, and I know just so much of his music, and I would have just loved to see him live. I'm really sad that he passed before I was ever really a big fan.
Yeah.
I was in like 7th grade when he passed away, and that was just, I didn't understand the portrayal to his music yet. It took me until like late high school to finally be like, wow. And I just would have loved, I mean, any era, the Kids era when he first started would have been fantastic to see, all the way up until, I mean, if he was still alive, like Circles and all that stuff still would have been just so great to see live in different ways. But so him and a lot of the like old 2018 artists I listened to in middle school, like if I had an opportunity to see like Lil Pump or like Tay-K or I can't even, Lil Skies, even, like so many of these artists, I mean, now they probably have like 1 or 2 good songs, not a very impressive career, wouldn't be a great concert, but I don't know, if they could do like a mashup for one of my acts and all of them perform like their couple of amazing songs.
A little highlight reel.
Yeah, exactly. My middle school highlight reel, that would be super cool too.
Yeah, that would definitely be fun. Artists that are no longer with us, really the big one that came to mind for me was like MF Doom. Love to see him live. Maybe have like Madlib up there DJing for him, you know. That would be awesome. And that's just another like very different vibe. Like I feel like that'd be a lot more chill, you know.
Definitely.
And yeah, just having that in like that intimate setting and just hearing him like just be a poet on the beats, like it would just be so cool.
That would be super cool to see.
Yeah. But yeah, you want to move on to R&B?
Yeah.
Yeah, so R&B artist's dream concert. Is there anything that kind of went different for you, like thinking for this, or?
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm as big of a R&B guy as I am a hip hop guy. So
yeah, same.
This was just kind of the exclusive, like I don't even know how to explain it. It was just like the artist that I listened to the most for sure.
Yeah.
And I feel like my whole first concert was more about rage. This one, I want a little bit more just like chill, emotion, that type of thing. So I started it off with probably my favorite artist, which I kind of did the same thing for both. But Daniel Caesar, I want to start it off. He just dropped an album. Honestly, I haven't really given it a full listen. I just haven't been in like a huge R&B mood. I feel like that's also a thing with albums is when you listen to some right off the drop, sometimes you're just not in the mood for it, you know?
Yeah.
When I'm in an R&B mood, I'll definitely tune in and give it another re-listen, and I'm sure I'll love it. But just some of his older stuff, like Freudian, I don't really know
Freudian,
how to pronounce Freudian, Never Enough, and Case Study, all fantastic albums that I've listened to through. I've heard, like, seen him live. He's been doing, like, pop-up concerts. I don't know if you've seen that.
That's cool.
And he just, like, it just looks so impressive, and he's just such a great vocalist. But then after that, I don't know, maybe a little less emotion, a little bit more of, like, I don't know a romantic vibe, and a toxic vibe in the same. Give me Brent Faiyaz next.
I've been listening to him a little bit recently.
Yeah, I think he's a really good artist. I'm happy he like retired for a second and was having a kid, but now he's coming back and dropped a few songs. He actually dropped a song today.
Oh, cool.
I didn't know that. I'll have to check that out. But he dropped one I liked was Peter Pan that he dropped in July on the 4th. So that was a really good one. I really liked Wasteland and Larger Than Life. Screw the World, I guess we'll call. That's definitely my favorite album of his, though. And,
yeah, that's the one I've been listening to.
It would be great to just see, like, Rehab, Clouded, Been Away.
Yeah. Clouded's probably my favorite song from him.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I love that song. It's That's one of those songs where you like really feel his emotions too.
Yeah.
Like you scream those lyrics when
And I
he
love the
does.
production on it too.
Mhm. Yeah.
Really cool.
Plus, you would also get songs from Sonder, which I think is kind of like a group he's in. He's like the vocalist for. So like What You Heard, One Night Only, Too Fast, stuff like that would just be super cool to see live. And then I'm following that up with, I don't know, this one's kind of interesting because he was actually just an opener for Chris Brown.
Oh.
And I always thought it was weird. Like, this guy's a big enough artist. Bryson Tiller.
Oh, yeah.
He went on tour not this past summer, but the summer before that. And my girlfriend went to it, and I didn't. I think I had work or something like that. And I just would have loved to see that. I think he has a lot of his older stuff. If I could see him right after he dropped Trap Soul.
Oh, yeah. That's like the main album I've listened to from him.
I think that's
really good.
the main album for everyone. So, I mean, just so I could see Don't, Right My Wrongs, Exchange, Let 'Em Know, Sorry Not Sorry.
Yeah.
There's just so many great songs on this album that I would just love to see live and just to hear. I feel like R&B would be so impressive to see, just to see their like raw vocals and what they really sound like. And I think all three of those people would be great to hear live. I think they'd have great vocals. And similarly, I got SZA next.
Nice.
I'm sad that I was supposed to see her with Kendrick over the summer, but I was in Hawaii. So,
Yeah.
you know, what the heck, Mom and Dad? Why are we scheduling trips to Hawaii?
Jeez, I'm
Wow.
trying to see SZA.
Yeah, literally.
So I had school taking me away, and you had Hawaii. Like,
Yeah,
man,
you know.
we really need to dedicate ourselves just to
Yeah.
full time to going to concerts. You know?
If you guys want to pay us to go to concerts.
You know, there's some people who that's their job. You know, they like take photographs and stuff, or like they're like a security guard or something.
Reviewer,
like,
maybe.
Yeah, or a concert reviewer, stuff like that. Like, that's a dream job right there.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like this one's kind of a given. Control, all of it would be just surreal. SOS
Absolutely.
was really good too.
Yeah.
I never really tapped into the deluxe like that, but I don't know.
I mean, 30 for 30.
Lana? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's really the only one I know from there.
You got songs like Saturn, which I know that one got pretty mainstream.
Yeah,
I mean, it plays on our
pretty good.
radio, but I used to listen to it before it came out. Actually,
Oh,
not
really?
not
Was
to
it
flex.
leaked?
She like performed it on like a Discover card like show. Like it used to have this thing, and it'd be like at the end, it would be like, oh, check out Discover card for blah 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 blah. Like at the end of the song, but it was better than the actual released version. You know, a lot of people say that. But it was like the exact same song, but her vocals, I think it was live.
Yeah.
And her vocals were just so good on it, and yeah, I loved it when I heard that, and I was super happy when it came out officially. And I mean, you also just have a lot of good features from her too.
True.
Her with Drake, I don't know, maybe if I could get them on like different days and whatever.
Hearing All the Stars would be so cool.
Yeah, All the Stars, Luther. Staring at the Sun. There's just so many good SZA songs and verses that I would just love to hear.
Yeah. She actually has a hidden feature on OK All Right by Travis Scott. It's a Rodeo Deluxe track.
Interesting.
Schoolboy Q is also on there. Who he would also be a good concert to see.
He would be.
But yeah, she has a hidden feature on that, and that is something I doubt will ever be played live. So.
Hey,
that'd be cool.
But you get to request.
Yeah,
so.
I get to request.
And
no
then,
spoilers, but I might have SZA on my list too. So
with my last artist, this one's kind of a surprise to some. But you know, I love Tory Lanez. You know, he's in jail. I'm not gonna make a statement about anything regarding that case. But if I had an opportunity for him to leave jail and perform for my concert, I would be so enthusiastic. He has probably one of my favorite albums ever in Alone at Prom, which isn't really R&B. It's more of like I don't even know.
Pop music.
Yeah, it's like pop 80s vibe type of thing.
Yeah.
But he's dropped so much, and I'm not gonna lie, some of it I don't listen to at all, but some of it I listen to it all, and it's amazing. Like Playboy, the album he dropped before Alone at Prom in 2021. Was just unreal. It's one of those, just like another one of those where you can just really feel the emotions when he's doing it, and especially if you're like in a heartbroken, like you just got broken up with or cheated on or something terrible with a significant other. It's just something you listen to and you're like, oh my gosh, this is, I understand you, Tori. Like this makes so much sense. Yeah, he has one that's a YDLR, and You Don't Look Right Together, and it's just him like, yeah, you and that new man, like you just don't look right together. You know, me and you looked great, and just listening to that when you're heartbroken and it
hits different.
Yeah, it's truly one of those that just hits different. So, and I mean, he's got classics like Love and Say It that would be amazing to hear. Ferris Wheel with Trippie Redd was a classic to me in middle school, so hearing that live would be pretty awesome. And he's dropped like, I don't even know how many songs. I feel like it's like 100.
Lots of music.
Yeah, the Prison tapes, where it's just his old music that from before he got locked up, that were like, I don't know, but he's been dropping them all, and they've been really good. So, yeah, I would like to hear some of those. And I mean, he's just been featured on some pretty good things too. I like Tory Lanez a lot, and I think it would be a really, really good performance that he would put on. So
yeah,
it might be hard to see him because he's like 5. I think he's 5'5", maybe 5'2".
Really?
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Good thing I'm front row, I guess.
Mm-hmm. True. Yeah, I haven't really listened to much of his music besides Alone at Prom, but I am a fan of The Color Violet. It's a vibey song.
Yeah, definitely. I don't really have. I mean, Drake, if he could come out, maybe perform a little R&B for me, that would be pretty cool. I don't know. Maybe if Don Toliver comes out with Yeet in the rap, he can stay for a little bit longer and come out, maybe perform like You and some of his other more R&B-esque songs. But yeah.
Those are definitely some good picks. There's a little bit of overlap in my list as well. To open mine up, I'm gonna start with Sampha.
Okay.
He is in my opinion, extremely underrated artist. He's definitely not as big as some of the other people that we're shouting out today. But yeah, and he's also another artist that I feel like I have a hard time seeing live because he's from the UK. Doesn't come to America that often. He has one of the most like beautiful voices I've ever heard in music, and he just makes like this like soft like R&B kind of experimental music that I just love. And like I know like he's the kind of artist that would have like a full like band on stage like playing all the instruments that are making up his songs. So that would be amazing to hear too. And yeah, that's the kind of concert that I would just be like just floating like goosebumps pretty much the whole time. Like it would just be beautiful. And I think that's a great opener. Next up, I also had SZA. I think pretty much everything that you said. I mean, she's an incredible vocalist. Just hearing that live would be amazing. And yeah, she just has so many like hits and also just like songs that like hit you in your heart, you know, like hearing like Drew Barrymore live would just be so amazing. Like I listened to Control so much in high school, and I think that's one of the like best aging albums that's come out in like recent memory. Like it's still like just as good now. And like, you know, maybe since they're in the area for this big festival, you know, maybe Travis Scott, Kendrick could come out and do their features with SZA. That would be cool. But that's not required. SZA on her own would just still be incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna have her for number 2. Next up, I have Frank Ocean. I think, you know, what needs to be said. He has 2 albums that are out on streaming. He has some that are technically unreleased, just uncleared songs. But even with just that small catalog, like his music is timeless. I think like Blonde and Channel Orange still hit the same as when I first heard them. Like they're just such incredible albums. I would be fine with hearing every single song on all of them.
Oh yeah.
Like, and he probably could do it, you know, like it wouldn't even take that long. But also like hearing his singles, you know, like hearing Chanel live would just be, man, I love that song. I know it's super huge, but like it still hits like the first time I heard it. Like that's something so special about the way that he like writes his melodies and flows. Like no one else can imitate him. So
Nope.
many people try, but they can't. Like
Nope.
and just like the other two, like his voice is beautiful. He's a great singer. And yeah, he's definitely a dream artist just because he's like so hard to see. Like he spends so much time like just having a personal life and cooking things in silence. We don't know if we're ever gonna get another album from him.
Probably not.
He says people say he's always working on music, but is it gonna happen? Who knows? But yeah, Frank Ocean, obviously a dream artist. But yeah, kind of ramping up that energy. It's a little bit of a reverse of the last concert lineup I had. Ramping up that energy a little bit. I'm gonna go with The Weeknd. I already saw him live, but I would do it again in a heartbeat. Like his songs are just so amazing. Like he has so many hits. They have so much energy to them. Some of them do, and then some of them are also that same like floating out of your seat, like goosebumps type of vibe. And yeah, his voice, I just absolutely love it. Like I don't know what more there is to say. Like hearing that in a big stadium with like just how incredible the reverb is and how just massive he sounds as a vocalist is just incredible. You have like harder hitting songs like Sao Paulo or like stuff off of his earlier albums, like those hard 808s coming in, like those harder like pop trap R&B fusion songs that he used to do. And yeah, just I've talked about it before, like his catalog is just so solid. Like there's like pretty much no filler. He's always coming in with quality music. And yeah, I would love to hear the same songs I heard. I'd love to hear more too. And yeah, Weeknd, incredible R&B artist. But for my final pick, I went with Beyonce.
Wow.
I think that's like the showstopper, you know, like I think she's known as like one of, if not like the best performer, best vocalist kind of in the world right now. She's an artist that I could probably never afford to see, especially not front row. She's like a legitimate superstar. And yeah, just I'm not even like a huge like Beyonce fan, but I know that would be an incredible concert. It'd be so fun. She has so many hit songs, and it would just get people dancing, get people moving, and it's a lot different than like maybe someone like a Frank Ocean where it's just kind of chill. Like Beyonce has like hard hitting songs that like you would be jumping, like you would be burnt out by the end of that concert. But that's kind of why I threw it at the end, as kind of the climactic finale for the concert. But yeah, Beyonce is definitely what I'd throw at the end there. But yeah, that's my lineup.
I like that. I didn't even think about Beyonce. Obviously, probably the biggest R&B artist in the world.
Yeah.
That's a really good pick.
Yeah, I'd prefer maybe to hear less from like her country album, her most recent album. But like even stuff off of like Renaissance is so cool. Like I love the direction she went in that album. But yeah, you can go so far back and just get so much quality music for that concert.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely like agree with that. They used to have some of the country, like whoever was the music director before me had the country album on this station, but
oh really?
I took it off because I was like, I don't know
if that fits.
Yeah, exactly. But and I can't say I'm a huge fan of that either, but still, it would be incredible just to see Beyonce live, even though I'm not a huge fan of hers. I mean, that's a once in a lifetime experience.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. Now, last, we just did like all other genres. Anyone else you wanted to hear? And this is kind of where I went my own route. And this would just be a concert that is a lot more chill. And I think it would just be super cool to hear live. So my opening act, he used to be pretty big. Not as big now, but his name is Kuko.
I've never heard of this.
Never heard of Kuko?
No.
He's just kind of like I don't even know how to explain it. Besides, like, he makes like trippy music.
Okay.
But
psychedelic.
It's like, I wouldn't even say like psychedelic. I don't even know who to compare him to. Maybe like a Tame Impala Light.
Okay.
He focuses more on his vocals, but
Okay.
he still has that same type of vibe in the back. And he would just be he's someone that I've always kind of dreamed of seeing live, especially some of his earlier music. He's had some Spanish music too that I like. That I mean, obviously I don't understand, but it's just like I love the melody in the background so much that I can listen to it. So like his earlier albums, "Wanna Be With You," I'd really like to hear. "Para Mi," "Fantasy Getaway," and he had a ton of singles that were really popular at the start that I would just be really interested in hearing live. I think it would be fantastic. And then following that up, one of my favorite artists ever, Rex Orange County.
Nice.
I saw him live in 2022.
I did too.
Yep, when he was performing Who Cares.
Yeah.
He was on his Who Cares tour. And after I saw that, he's probably my favorite live performer that I've seen. He was just so good vocally. Seeing like "Loving Is Easy" and "Best Friend" and some of those songs that like are his classics, and putting me onto like music that I hadn't really heard from his discography before the concert. Like it became, I could name after the concert, I became so obsessed with him. If you played a Rex Orange County song I could name the song in 5 seconds. Every single one of his songs. I was just so obsessed with them. And I've kind of fallen off that a little bit now, but I still would love to hear it because I know pretty much all of his songs, lyric for lyric.
Yeah.
Especially his older ones. Maybe not his newest album as much. It's still good, but I just didn't listen to it as much as the old ones. And all those features he's had. I mean, why can I not think of?
Flower Boy?
Yeah, Flower Boy.
Yeah.
Wow, that was bad. On Flower Boy, yeah, that would just be great. Next up, I have Clairo.
Nice.
These are kind of the big three of me in like my sophomore year of high school. I loved Clairo. I still do. Charm is probably my overall album of 2024. It's probably the album I've listened to the most.
Nice.
I love her. I love her music. I have a poster of her in my room. It's like a small one. It's the picture. I don't know if you've seen it. I'll have to show it to you if you haven't. But she's holding up the Self-Titled by Playboi Carti, a signed copy of it. There's a picture
cool.
of her, like an old one.
I didn't know she was a fan.
Yeah, she's
That's
a
cool.
fan of Playboi Carti. So it's like two of my goats together.
Nice.
So I had to put
That's
it
a good
up.
poster.
And yeah, I just really love her music, and I think she would be a great person to see live. And then my big two, I mentioned him earlier, Tame Impala.
Nice.
I would really like to see it after Currents, probably.
Yeah.
It wasn't as huge on the most recent album. But I can't even imagine what it would be like to hear those, like,
that would be so awesome.
it would be
with the
incredible,
live band,
yes.
live
Like,
guitar.
hear even like a simple song, like, not even simple, but like Nangs, where it's like that, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, that would just be unbelievable to
Yeah.
hear live. I would be taken aback. So, he would be my second to last, and then my last, your R&B, one of your R&B ones, but I consider him more pop, Frank Ocean. I mean, for everything you said, he's just such an incredible artist, one of one. Everything I remember when he performed at Coachella a couple years ago, like, I tried to find like the YouTube link so I could watch
Yeah.
it, because I was just like, I've always wanted to see him live. So if he ever goes on tour, when he goes to the Triple H tour and headlines,
Yeah.
yeah,
He will be there.
he will be there.
Yeah, I think that's a great list. You really can't go wrong with this list. It's really just like personal artists that connect with you. Mine don't really have a lot of consistency to them. They're just random artists that I thought of that are outside of the hip hop R&B sphere that I would just love to see live. Starting out with Phoebe Bridgers.
Okay.
I think that would be a great concert to go to during this time as well, during that fall vibe. And yeah, she just like hearing stuff like Motion Sickness, like even hearing, like, she has so many sad songs, like hearing Funeral live. I don't know what that would do to me, but I don't know. I've never really been to like a sad concert, so I would like to experience that. I don't really know what that's like. But after that, I'm gonna go FKA Twigs. I've mentioned her a few times on this show. She makes really cool, like, experimental, artsy, like, kind of pop music. Sometimes it's more in like an R&B bag. Sometimes it's in like a house bag, electronic. It's really all over the place. But she has like probably one of my favorite like voices in music. She has like this just beautiful like soft voice. And I'd also just be there to hear that production live, because that's probably my favorite part about her music is just how experimental and weird some of her production is, but also just beautiful. Like it's just ethereal. So I would love to see her live. That was another tour I wasn't able to go to. I think that was last summer or 2 summers ago. I don't know. Time flies. But next up, I would have Charlie XCX, another artist in that kind of similar area. Another show that I wasn't able to go to that I would have loved to. But yeah, I mean, I'm a real fan. I didn't get into her when Brat blew up. I was into her before. I really got into her music with How I'm Feeling Now, which was like her COVID album. And she's kind of in like a hyper pop, art pop, kind of like electronic dance pop kind of vibe. And that's kind of my favorite lane of pop music. Yeah, she's incredible. She kind of has like an auto-tune vocal style. She's like the Travis Scott of like pop music, you know?
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I love her production. I think her songs are I don't know. They'd be super interesting to hear live, I think, like because there's like really hard hitting like ones that you just dance to, and kind of like it's like club music almost, which is another thing I haven't really seen live before. So I think it's a very different vibe than like kind of mosh pitting to like hard hitting hip hop music. It hits hard in kind of a different way. So that would be really cool to hear. But she also just has like beautiful songs that I would just love to hear on those big speakers. But yeah, next up I would go with Rihanna. An artist similar to Beyonce, where like I'm not like super like invested in her catalog, but I know she would be incredible to see live. I don't think she's performed in quite a long time, right?
I mean,
she did the
Super Bowl.
She did the Super Bowl. How many years ago was that? Like
2021, 2?
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
It was like February of 22. So
I know I'm pretty sure she hasn't like toured or anything, like had like a concert like available to the general public in a while, at least as far as I know. So that would be just a super cool thing to experience. Like Beyonce, like other artists we've mentioned, she just has a catalog full of hits, and I just think it would be a super fun show. But my last artist, kind of a running theme here, I'm going with Lady Gaga. I just like her debut album, which the album names are always slipping my mind whenever we're recording this show. But that album is just full of straight bangers, like Alejandro, Poker Face, like it's just I could hear that whole album live and I'd be satisfied. But the rest of her catalog is good, but it's really just that I would really love to hear, like. And I think that's like Beyonce, like that's the showstopper. I think like Lady Gaga, I know she's an incredible performer. She has great theatrics and stuff. There's viral clips of her performing like at the Grammys and stuff. And yeah, she just has like so much passion in her performances, and yeah, it's hard hitting, fun music that I would love to hear live. But yeah, that's my concert lineup. I think ours for that one were very different, but I would love to go to both. I think they'd both be great, like festival lineups.
Yeah. And I was wrong. I thought about it. Rihanna was February of 23 is when she performed.
Okay, so it wasn't too long ago, but that's probably one of the only ones she's done in recent memory.
I mean, she's been pregnant pretty much this whole time. I don't know what baby is she on, do you know?
I don't know.
I feel like it's at least 3.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, she's been focused on being a mother, so
I guess we can allow.
Yeah, I guess we can allow it. You know, she's doing more important things, but it would be cool to see her live for sure.
Definitely.
But yeah, before we wrap up for today, I mean, there's a few things going on in hip hop now that are a little bit interesting. You mentioned earlier there's a Playboy Cardi / Opium label concert in Detroit today. So shout out to anyone who's going to that, I guess.
Yeah.
Let us know on our Instagram, WMHW Radio, if you went, if it was cool.
Yeah,
let
send
us know.
videos, anything.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I'm sad that I have to miss it for sure. I don't have the money right now to go see him, and
it's also Halloween.
Yeah, and that too. But my girlfriend.
A Cardi concert on Halloween, how perfect is that?
I know, that's so perfect. Vamp Anthem better be played at least 10 times. Sure.
But yeah, another concert that I was actually able to go to last weekend was a JID concert, which was just a really cool experience all around. Like, it was one of the most like interesting, like exciting concerts I've been to. It was in a smaller venue. And it got off to like an incredible start because the opener, I have a picture of his name, Chris Patrick. I don't know if anyone's heard of this guy. I mean, he's a lesser known artist, but apparently he did this freestyle over the Man at the Garden beat by Kendrick. He did a freestyle on like a Kai Cenat stream apparently, and it just like blew up, got a lot of attention. I was there with my friend Louie, and he had heard of it. He was like, Chris Patrick, like, I know this guy. Like, I saw him on TikTok. So he was there at the JID concert. I don't think it was planned. Like, they just kind of like linked up, and they were able to fly him out. So he was there, and he did that freestyle live. He was incredible. Like hands down, like one of the best openers I've seen. Like, I know he's going to go places just off of that performance. And also with that, Young Nudie opened for JID. Every single song he played, there was a mosh pit, and like it was insane. People were moshing harder for that than for JID.
Oh, for sure.
Like, it was crazy. So he was really good. JID was also amazing. Like, probably the best like live rapper I've seen, just like skill wise. Like, even Kendrick Lamar will like skip words. JID didn't skip a single word. And like, he's known for like having fast flows, and he didn't miss anything. Like, it was just like he did the verses exactly how he did them on the album, and that was just, it blew me away. My only complaint is like you were saying earlier with, I forget who you were mentioning, but he's short. Like, I could like, it was a small pit, but I could barely see him just because he's like, I don't know how tall he is, but he's short. Like, he was hard to see. So I was like just jumping for the sake of like seeing him sometimes. But yeah, that was a great show. That was super cool. Yeah, I don't really have many complaints beyond that. It was a great show. It was an affordable show. It was fun. But yeah, in other like hip hop news, I guess, it's kind of an interesting state of things, I guess. What kind of put it on my radar was Ty Dolla $ign released a new album, and he's a big artist, like
decently, yeah.
Like, I feel like he's fairly well known. He's on so many like big songs,
Carnival and stuff.
Yeah, the album didn't chart at all.
Yeah,
it wasn't on the Billboard 200. I think it sold like around like 5,000 copies, and paired with that, there's no hip hop songs in the Billboard Top 40, which apparently it's been the first time that's happened since 1990. So it's been like 30 years.
I can't believe that no hip hop song is on it. That's crazy.
So it's kind of starting a conversation, people being like, is hip hop like dead right now?
I mean, I just think no one's really dropped recently enough to chart.
So I definitely think the game isn't as excited as it was like even a year ago.
Yeah, and I also have to think like Taylor Swift just dropped an entire album,
true.
So that's going to take up half the spots by itself, and she probably dropped a deluxe too with that. It takes up another.
I think she has.
So, I mean, you also have to remember that, and I don't know. I mean, you haven't seen a Drake. He dropped some sexy songs for you, but that's like wasn't as mainstream because it was a collab with Party Next Door.
Yeah.
So I think once he drops his album,
I think a Drake album will definitely go crazy. And yeah, I mean, I don't agree that hip hop is dead right now or whatever.
Me neither.
But I do think we're maybe in a little bit of a slow stage that I don't know how long it'll take us to get out of it. There's other things that have dropped, like the Chromacopia Deluxe, like one extra song that was already on the CD that I bought a year ago when the album came out. So that wasn't interesting at all to me. But yeah, besides that, there hasn't been a whole lot of a whole lot of stuff going on in hip hop. So hopefully that'll change at some point.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's going to do it for our little Halloween special today. Let us know what you thought of our concert lineups.
Yeah.
And have a safe, responsible Halloween.
Yeah. Don't do anything stupid. We need as many Triple H listeners as we can get.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
So stay safe.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for listening. We'll see you next week. I'm Gabe Schall.
I'm Nate Havrilla.